All right, so we last off. You were this is on your way to Vietnam. So you went to Anchorage, Alaska, and then from Anchorage you went to Yokota, Japan, and then from there to Cam Bay, Vietnam.
Right. Now,
Now, where was Cam Bay? And that's near what, Saigon or?
no, that was Cameron Bay was way north.
Okay.
It was about 35, 40 miles from my base.
Okay.
So,
So how do you get from Cam Bay to
uh,
Phan Rang Air Base?
well, what happened is, I got off in Cameron Bay. It was so hot and humid I couldn't stand it. I went over to the PX to get a soda, and I ran into Mike Cummings. Now, Mike Cummings was stationed with me at Hurlburt Field,
Oh, okay. So it's a buddy of yours.
so I knew him. He said, Molesky. I said, what are you doing here? And then he says, if you want to go and get your ride to Cameron Bay, he says, you need to go down here. So I went down to uh, their what is called the their point of entry. So I went there and I showed the guy my orders, and I said, I got to go to Phan Rang. He says, good. Come back at 4 o'clock. Flight leaves at 4:30. So
Okay.
I spent the day with my buddy, and then I walked down to the port of entry, and he said, well, you're going to go down on a 123. I said, no big deal. I've been on them before. So I get on the plane to go to Phan Rang. It was less than 30 minutes. C-130 took us down to Phan Rang. It was less than 30 minutes. It's a very short flight. Very short flight.
So no problems, no attack.
No problem. We got down to Phan Rango. The right hand didn't know what the left hand was doing for new people coming in. He says, here, you're sleeping at this thing tonight. We slept there. There was mosquitoes biting your face up and everything else. Woke me up several times. I got up, went outside on the porch. Damn, you look out there firing. You can see the fire going on. If you look out there, I saw fire. People firefighting with one another.
Wow.
Then the next day,
So who protected the base? Is this the Marine Corps or the
No,
Army
no.
or?
Air Force, it was the Air Force protecting ourselves.
It was the Air Force. Okay.
Yeah. So we protected ourselves, and then
And Phan Rang's a bomber base, you said. So
not
did it load up?
it was the F-16s were there.
Oh, the other fighter jets were there.
F-4,
Okay.
I mean F-14s were there.
Okay.
They had the fighter jets. You bet they did. And then the guys would tell me. He says, if we get bombed, it'll be early in the morning. So I just want you to be aware. And then they said,
Why was it always in the morning? Is that just when they like to attack?
no,
or?
because I told you. Remember, the missiles went off when the water went down.
So that was a trigger. Okay.
And they
Take your time.
I'm sore there. I'm having my leg up here. And that's what they told me. Then they said, here's your desk. When I worked at CVPO personnel. Said, here's your desk. And you had like up there you could see a hole in the hole. They said, 2 weeks ago an airman got killed where you're going to be sitting. Rocket came through the roof.
That's reassuring.
Huh?
That's reassuring.
Oh, yeah, it scared the daylights out of me. I said, you got to be kidding me. He said, no, Mike. I said, oh, thanks. He said, but when other people come in, you can move your desk. I never moved it. I kept it here the whole time I was in Vietnam.
So they patched the hole though, so you weren't getting rained on.
Yeah, well, you'd get rain, but they had the Vietnamese out there, and they half messed it up. So, they didn't get,
Oh, okay.
so I was there, and I worked in personnel, and then we went out.
So what month is this? What month is this here?
This was June.
So this is June in 1969.
June
Or no, 1971.
June. That was June. That was when this is when I first went to Vietnam. There. Then all through the rest of the year, we'd have like the 4th of July. There was a big attack. They tried to overrun us because they figured everybody was drunk. They knew when to attack.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do they allow drinking on the base, or was it a
The
dry
Vietnamese,
base?
yeah, no. They had certain days, like holidays, you could drink.
So they tried to overrun in 4th of July because they figured everybody
They
would be
figured all
drunk.
the GIs were drunk. And that probably was the most scariest night of my
Tell me
time
about
in
it.
Vietnam. No, just
How did it begin?
because the rockets kept coming in, they kept calling up reserves. They had reserves troops to come up and fight the enemy, and everybody had a code.
Well, let's take me back. Let's go back a little bit here. So,
What?
so this is the night of the 4th of July itself. This
Yes.
is July 4th, 1970. What?
One.
1971.
I just got.
So,
I'd
so
been
in
there
the
about a
evening,
month.
what happened in the evening? So you're eating hamburgers and hot
No.
dogs. You did a cookout. What
Yeah.
they do for you guys?
We had they had cookout, they had steaks, they had everything. It was real nice.
Steak, beer, everything you wanted,
everything you want.
cigarettes, you got it. Okay,
And
so
then-
they're giving it to you guys.
and
So
then-
this is in the evening, and then at what time did
Right, and then nothing happened
nothing happen
until
till
about 1 or 2 in the morning.
1 or 2 in the morning? They attack
That's
at
when all
nighttime.
hell let loose. They came over the wire.
So is there,
in hordes.
sirens going
Yeah,
off, all that stuff
there were
coming?
sirens going off. Loudspeaker was going off.
What were you woken up to though? An explosion or a siren or what were you? What
The
woke
siren.
you up? The siren woke you up.
Then
that night.
right after the siren, I heard the kapoof and the kapoof and the kapoof. They were throwing mortars at us.
Now, how close did all this stuff land to where you were located?
Jason, some of it was probably further than I thought it was because it's night. I couldn't tell for sure.
So
It's
in the
scary.
distance, you just see what? What do you see when you look
You
out?
see light. You see
Just
puffs.
flashes, like flashes.
Flashes.
You see tracer rounds going in each direction.
Oh yeah, you see trace, but that was further from a distance from where I was.
Okay.
I was fortunate; I was in the back more, and they were up front, and they went off. Then the firefights. That's when it was like Christmas. Every fifth bullet was a red or green.
Tracer round.
Tracer round. So they.
Now, did they scramble the airplanes at this point too, or
yeah,
what happened?
they got the.
So they didn't want them to get blown up. They
No,
wanted
what
them to
they
take
did
off,
is-
right?
What they did was, they went up into one C-130s, and they pushed out what is known as flare logs. You know, you know what a log is, a big log.
Yeah.
But
These
this
things
is-
would light it up like daylight almost.
Right, it would light exactly right, and that's how we could go up. Then the helicopter went up and pinpointed them and killed them.
So is this the time that you had to actually grab a gun yourself? I remember you telling me that time.
Everybody.
Was it this time or was it a
No,
different time?
No, everybody grabbed the gun that time.
And you went up where? Up to the gate and just started shooting?
No, they just told me to hang loose.
Well, you said you were firing at one point.
But that was on the C-50.
Well, you said you were on the ground shooting. Again.
Yes, and that was before the 4th of July. This happened. When I was on the ground firing.
Okay, well, let's not confuse the events. Tell me about that one then. Then we'll come back to the 4th of July event.
Well, what we won is we went out.
So how did you? What happened? There was a big to try to run the base again, or did you just
No,
get like
it was a live.
shit duty?
It was practice. We did practice run first.
Okay.
And that's how I got my thing in my.
That's when they're shooting the 50 caliber and you got burned.
And that's
Is that what you're saying?
no, that was a different time.
Okay.
It's a whole different time. That's when I the grenade launcher. It was during that time that I got to learn the grenade launcher, and I was able to grenade within 5 meters of something, the target.
Okay.
But that was the practice time. That wasn't the real McCoy.
Well, when was the live fire? You were shooting at the enemy.
the live fire was the 4th of July night.
So you get a gun. Okay, so we're going back to the 4th of July. So the 4th of
Everybody-
July night, you
everybody
got
had
your
one.
gun. They told you to hang loose for a little bit. And then
Right.
when did you get called up to fire at the enemy?
Oh, by that time, I didn't have to go.
I thought you told me you thought you shot a dog or something.
Well, I
Are you just shooting
I was,
in the night?
that's the time we were practicing.
So you had your gun. You didn't have to go, but in
No.
case they really overran the base, everybody
Everybody.
had
It was
to
all
fight.
hands on deck.
Every hands on deck.
But what I found
So
out.
what'd you have? An M16?
Yeah.
An M16. Okay.
But what I found out later, Major Shropshire, who was my immediate boss, had said to the big commander, he said, I got 3 names here for you and I don't want you to use them if the base gets over attacked unless you have to. Me, Jack Warner, and another guy, I don't remember who it was.
How come?
Well, I'm going to tell you. He said, I want these guys, they're good typists. So as guys start getting killed, they'll be able to knock the paperwork out for me.
Oh well.
So that saved my bacon because I could type better than the other guys. That saved my bacon. But I got a place where they put down the bombs and the mortars, and you didn't know if you were going to get killed or not.
So how close was one of the closest explosions to you?
I don't know.
From like what? From here to across the street, maybe there?
Yeah, maybe. Pretty close.
Okay.
But remember, there's so much fire stuff going on. You don't know how close you are to something.
No.
You don't know. I remember guys telling me they were out there fighting and they ran into frickin' snakes.
Well, I believe it.
Yeah.
So this started about 1 a.m. When did it end? Like daybreak?
It ended about 4 in the morning. Went on for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Okay.
And it stopped because they kept putting those logs down. Those Vietnamese had nowhere to hide. They kept throwing those big logs down there. They'd last for an hour.
So what was flying overhead? Did the Army flew their helicopters overhead to shoot them at them, or
Army and the Air Force take over their head. That was probably one of the worst days. It was the worst day. But the other thing is, when you walked on the base, Jason, there were booby traps.
On base?
On base, yeah.
Really?
Vietnamese would hide them. That weren't.
More like grenades or something? Or?
They're like grenades, like punji sticks. So every second of every day, I felt that I could die. I really did. I thought this might be my last step. Because you never knew. You just never knew.
And you said the base barber was Viet Cong? They found him that
No,
morning?
not the base barber at Cameron Bay.
Cameron Bay?
Yeah.
So
He was involved.
He was cutting all the GI's hair.
He was like part of an ISIS cell.
Like, yeah, he was a sleeper cell.
Yeah. So did that.
That's some crazy stuff. So is that the only time they came after they tried to attack?
Yeah.
They didn't attack anymore. That was it.
I mean, no. They still threw rockets at us every day. Every day you get rockets, just about.
Rockets, but that was the only time they tried to mass troops to come up.
Yeah, mass troops. That was it. Yeah, I got there on the 5th, and they did that attack on the 4th. About a month later. That was scary. That was really scary. So I did that. Then I went through. Everything was normal up until November of that year.
November 1971.
Yeah,
Okay.
November of '71. I took a week R&R, and I went down to Sydney, Australia.
Oh, wow.
Dad said, "Oh, if you have a chance, might go. So it was a 9-hour flight from Saigon to Sydney, and that was nice. Sydney was very pretty. Yeah, nice city, nice beaches there. Got to watch out for the white sharks. Yeah, Bondi Beach, for a fact, I was near that. And then
Yeah,
we
they had
went
great
to
whites.
Then I went to the zoo. There you have a wonderful zoo. I got pictures of wallabies and kangaroos and all kind of animals that we don't have in this country. Yeah, so I spent a week there, then came back through the Philippines. From Philippines, out of Clark Air Force Base, we came back to Ton Sanut. And then, it was funny there. Guys would get drunk on that San Miguel beer, green bottle. They drink that. But it was a long flight. I never forget coming back with such a long flight from Vietnam. I mean, from Australia. So that's where I did R&R. Very nice. I never forget. The day before I come home was a Sunday, and the Steelers were horrible then. Noah had just taken over as coach. But they won it. That's one of the few games they won. It was a Sunday. They beat the New York Giants 17-10. Steelers that time.
That's great.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah,
So-
Noah was just in his second or third year as coach.
Okay. So when you were in Vietnam still, you had, so was there a lot of locals there, or is it just, you just had the base?
Locals.
Was there a local? Yeah. So they would, they'd get you to wash your clothes or
Yeah,
whatever.
your mama son would beat up your clothes.
Mama son beat up your clothes.
Yeah, you had to pay her so much, and you couldn't pay her money. You had to pay her on black market. So black market is a box of Tide.
Box of Tide.
for 2 weeks for 2 weeks. That's how I paid my mama son. 2 weeks, she'd get the box of Tide. Now they never wanted money. They always wanted,
Cigarettes or liquor or something.
yeah,
American food or whatever
yeah,
we could get.
yeah. So
So you were there, and then so this is November. So you were there for Christmas, 1971.
oh yeah.
That must have been interesting, huh?
I
So
tell
did you get an opportunity? Did they have phone lines to call home or no?
Yeah, let me tell you, they had what they called MARS, M-A-R-S, and it stood some military thing I don't even remember. But anyway, I had a chance to call Mom one day. Well, she said I got a call from Vietnam about Michael Molesky. Well, she lost it. She thought I'd.
You didn't talk to her?
She thought.
So they called for you. They said, "Hey, we got a call
And
from
we'll
Vietnam
call you
about
when
Michael
you talk."
Molesky."
Yeah,
So she thought you had died.
yeah. Grandma thought I'd been killed, and she couldn't take it. Then I had to write her a letter and finally
No, Mom, I'm alive. Mom.
calmed her down. But yeah, that scared her, so I never did that again.
You can call home again. Huh?
No. Then we got done, and then in March we were done.
So you were done in March, and March is 72. So you were there for about 9 months.
9 months, about
9 months.
9 months.
And then how come you didn't stay longer? They just said that was it. We don't need anything else. They were closing the
President
base.
Nixon said we're closing everything down.
Oh, this is it's nice. So winding down the war now.
Yeah, so that's why I like Nixon. I always liked Nixon. So then, that day I'll never forget. The day, March the 9th, 1972. It's an important date for your dad. That's when I came home from Vietnam. I'll never forget. We got.
Now, how did you come home? Did you come through the same way, or how did you got on a plane, flew where?
Yeah. Well, what happened was that day.
Japan, and then from Japan over.
Our plane left at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
So during the day, you just did whatever you had. Oh, I got a story to tell too.
Okay.
And on base, you know how they give you a piece of paper and you have to go different places to sign out.
Yeah.
Well, on my last day there, and on my next to the last day there, I had to go to the NCO club and clear base. I go up to the NCO club. There's like 5 wild dogs up here, nasty. You know, I said, "Oh my God, I survived Vietnam and get bit by a bunch of dogs. You can't get home." So these dogs up here were nasty, and I was scared to death. I didn't know what to do. I just stood still. They kind of mauled around, and I just kind of like, oh, and then there was a group of guys, thank God, were coming up the other side of the mountain, and they went off for them. But that scared me. I said, wait, spend a year in Vietnam and get bit by a dog and have to stay? I said, that's nuts. I never forget that. So I did that. But anyway, coming back that day, cut up.
So where'd you land stateside first?
San Francisco.
So this is March 9th. You're in San Francisco.
Yeah, we leave.
It's 1972.
We get on the plane to Ton Son at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
We go 5.5, 6 hours up to Yokota,
Okay, Japan.
Japan. From there, 13 hours to San Francisco.
So you crossed the date line. Okay. So you
Yeah.
go down. So you land. What time do you land in San Francisco?
I
Morning,
land
evening.
in San Francisco about 1 o'clock in the morning, San Francisco time.
Okay.
Called Mom. Called Mom. And then I told her she was happy because I was back in
You
the
said in
States.
San Francisco, California. Okay.
Yeah, landed in San Francisco. And they told us, okay, tomorrow you guys have to report down to this building at this time for final processing. So I went down and got final processing, and we stayed there.
Now, is this the end of your 4 years, or you still have
Yeah.
more time now? This
Yeah.
is it. You were done with your service now. Okay.
I mean, I had time in the reserves, but that was no big deal.
Oh yeah, but I don't.
Then I had,
For right now, you were done. At
Yeah.
this moment, yes.
then I went there, got got everything done that I needed to do. Went out to the airport, and San Francisco airport was nasty, even at 72. They yell at you, and spit at you, call you baby killers. So then I got on a plane from San Francisco.
But didn't you get married to Mom in 1972?
Huh?
Didn't you and Mom get married in 1972?
3.
73. Okay, so okay. Anyway,
And then,
so there's a lot of protesters. This is the
Yeah.
big hippie dippy
typical-
time.
yeah.
San Francisco's
So,
in
yeah.
full swing back then. This is you were there in
Yeah, they were
the
giving-
heyday of
they were
of
giving
it
you
all.
giving you the finger and everything else. So we went there, and I waited for my plane, a 2-3 hour wait. Got on the plane. That took me into Chicago. In Chicago, I had like an hour layover, so an hour flight time. Went from Chicago to Pittsburgh, where Sandy and Chuck picked me up. Took me back to Dutchtown.
From the airport in Pittsburgh. Okay.
Yeah. Took me back to Dutchtown.
So what day was it when you got? What was this March 10th,
Saturday.
11th?
Oh, no, I got home March the 9th.
Oh, March the 9th. So you must have left Vietnam like March 7th or 8th.
Something like that. I don't know.
So you get back into town. So what time did you come in? Did you come in the door? Morning, evening,
No, I got around noontime, around lunchtime. I got home.
lunchtime. Okay.
Around lunchtime, I remember how happy Mom was and Pap was, you know, touching my head. He said, "Oh, you're home safely. You made it, boy." I said, "Yes, sir, I did." So that's how the experience was.
So would you
But
not?
In when we left Japan, left Dakota, we had plane issues. We took off and the plane slid. I said, "Oh my God, we're gonna die." The plane, you couldn't make power, couldn't make enough power, and it just slid. Now I'm thinking to myself.
Now you
"Oh,
told me a
okay."
story once where they shot at you in the plane.
Yeah, another time. Yeah.
Where was this?
Going between. I'm trying to remember.
Between Cam Bay and Townsend or Fan Ring.
Might have been. Yeah, I don't remember the exact place, but we got.
So this could have
shot at.
been you're coming back from Australia or
Yeah.
going to
No,
Australia.
it wasn't. No, it was on a military plane. They shot.
Yeah, no, I know that.
But I don't remember or the date or.
So what happened?
No, we were coming back from Tonsanute, and we were flying low level, and we were getting low level fire. Nobody got hurt.
Still, wow. So now you're back stateside, and now so the war is running down. You're back stateside, and this is March of 1972,
Right.
and you're getting processed out. They told me you brought home like flares. You're firing off and touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
What other cool things did you bring back?
I don't even remember. To be
Okay.
honest with you.
So you go through that,
Right.
and then then you process. You're done now at this point,
I'm
military
done.
service. Okay.
I'm done.
So that's the end of the. So did you know? Was there guys you went to high school with that didn't come back? You said.
There was the guy in the Navy. Oh, Stern.
He was like a swift boat guy, like John Kerry was, huh?
Yeah. I'm trying. Staff, John Staff. He got killed down in the Sauk Train area. He was in the Navy. Don't throw that over to me.
Okay, so
There was Eddie Malinowski. He got hit by a 50 cal and almost died. Died over
Jeez.
there that I knew. There was
survive that.
huh?
Surviving that's hard, yeah.
Yeah, he about died. He was at Walter Reed forever. He was down there. Steve Lesniak, I think he nothing major happened to him or Frosty Piper. There was nothing major to happen to those guys. There was 5 or 6 of us from that little town of Collinsburg that had to go fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about right.
I went, Steve Lesniak went, Frosty Piper went, Butch Maxim went. Who else? 5 or 6 of us. Eddie Malinowski got the worst of it though.
So what do you do when you so when you come back now? Then what do you do? You going to work then, or are you starting?
No, I signed up for unemployment.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Then where'd you work after that?
I didn't. I went to school
Oh, you went to school.
Yeah.
On a GI Bill.
on a GI Bill.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I went to Westmoreland Community College, got credits, and then transferred to Western Bible College. And in between there, I married your mother.
And that's where you met Mom, Westmoreland Community College.
Yep, on November 9th, 1972.
So yeah, that's pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah.
So that's about 9 months to the day you came home from
Yeah.
Vietnam.
3 o'clock. And I was dating Debbie Budd for about 6 months, and I broke up with her.
Okay. So that was your whole Vietnam experience. You had a sounds
Not,
like a
not
hell of
a
a
bad
time.
one. I gotta go to the bathroom.
All right, Doc.
Not a bad one.